The coach or someone who sells their services, once in a while you get that light bulb moment, and during that light bulb moment, what do you want to do? You probably want to host a webinar, want to host an event, something to just give value and get other people to know, like, and trust you for what you do. Because guess what, you're really good at what you do, but people don't know you yet. Now to invite people for this event, what you need a flyer. But then let's assume you either do not have the budget to handle a graphics designer, maybe you're bootstrapping at the moment, or maybe the time scale is too short. It could be anything. Maybe you're just stuck in the moment and you need to make that flyer work for you. You know what, I got you. In today's video, we're going to be recreating this flyer. Yes, and guess what, it's all done on Canva. Yes, the same Canva you and I use. There's so many things you can do on Canva, and I am more than happy to be your guide and show you how to make Canva work for you and your business. And guess what, as an icing on the cake, if you would stay till the end of this video, I'm going to show you how you can get the templates so you can just easily edit this particular creative or this particular design and use it for your own self. But you would only find out if you watch this video till the end. So you know what, let's get right to designing. So here is the graphics that we will be creating. I made two versions. One of them has like a colored image, and the second one is black and white. Personally, this is like my personal preference, but we will be creating this one. Did you think it was ever possible to create this on Canva? If you didn't, then you are definitely undermining Canva. Canva is a really, really powerful tool. And with the right knowledge, you can do a lot of things than you could ever imagine. If you said to yourself, yeah, this is possible, I just don't know how people come up with all these ideas and how they do these things, then you're watching the right video. One of the things that watching this sort of videos will do for you is it will inspire you and start to think like this, because when it comes to design, what is really important is more of how you think than just getting the page open. But that's going to be a different video. Let us get straight into this tutorial. I'm already talking too much. So we're going to start with a background. So let's go look for that background on Canva. So I'm just going to search pink background. So that's where I actually got it from. Yeah, we have found our guy. This is our background. So just gonna add that in. All right, and if you see here, you see that the background is not so visible. So we're going to reduce the opacity. So we're going to come here, reduce the transparency to like barest minimum, like till you can hardly see it. Then we leave it. I have a feeling that this is not the one. It is similar, but that is not exactly it. But I did not save that background, so you know what, we're going to work with this with recreating it. So this is it. Now the next thing we did was, can you see that there's a flower at the background? The flower is very faint. It's also transparent, so we would also go here and search for flower. Let's go to photos. So I think I found it in photos. That is not the exact one. Let's look for that flower. So that's not the exact flower. Let's look for the actual flower. So here's our flower. If you search for pink daisy, you should find this flower. So what we're going to do is we're going to reduce the size. And then we're also going to reduce the transparency. Let's reduce it till like, let's make it 19. I'll just compare it to what I have here, and that is it. Now that we have those two parts sorted out, the next thing we are going to do is we're going to put in our text. So we have text that says live webinar. So we're going to type that out. I'm going to change the font to Better Saturday. I'm going to pop it here at the top. Let's change it to that dark pink color. Alrighty, I feel like this guy is too small. Let's make it slightly bigger. Then the next thing we're going to do is, guys, just forgive me. I keep slipping in and out of my Nigerian and British accents, so please bear with me. So the next we're going to insert is the title, how to create multiple sources of income. So we'll come here again, put in another text bar. So right now title. We're going to drag this in, make it smaller, then align it to the left. Just going to be sure it's the right size, 49.3. If you see me going back and forth, it's because I'm trying to ensure that I don't do anything different from what you already have. I have a habit of creating something entirely different, but I have to recreate a design. So, yeah, so we're going to change the font. We use 𝑰𝑵𝑺𝑻𝑨𝑽. So we'll come here, change it to 𝑰𝑵𝑺𝑻𝑨𝑽. Another thing I like to do is reduce the line spacing. It just makes it look like more professional when you do that. So we're gonna, this is supposed to be, I think, 49. Increase the size to 49. I mean, thing with design is you find that you are always editing as you go, adjusting things, making stuff smaller and all of that. So if you see me consistently adjusting stuff, don't let it disturb you. Don't worry, we're still very much on the right track. So how to create multiple sources of income as a full-time mom. I didn't put in that hyphen. Just going to insert the F. Exactly, that's perfect. So I'm just going to lock this flower. I like to lock anything that I don't want to move and I feel like it's going to be in my way. So we're going to lock the flower. Then the next thing is discover how you too can set any multiple sources of income. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that because I don't want us to go back and forth typing what already exists. I will paste it. Then I will go on and reduce the line spacing again. Reduce it because it's, I think it's supposed to just be 2 lines. Yeah, then let's check. This is Garrett. And full-time mom is in bold. It's also left aligned. So let's make this left aligned. Let's make this Garrett. Now the next thing we want to create, is the box that this text is inside. So we'll go to Canva, go to Elements, go to Box, put in a box, stretch it out. And then we make the corners round. We increase the weight of the outer border. Just gonna move things around a bit. Yeah, so to achieve this effect with the pink color, so this is actually not entirely pink, it's a pink and white gradient, and that's what we're going to recreate. So let's do just that. Yeah, and the border is white. So let's recreate it. So we already have the gradient here. I'm just going to show you the colors used. It's F9, DCEA, and EC9, BB9. That's what we used. And this came out really nice. So the next thing is our circle. So to achieve that, if you use Canva, you're an OG with Canva, you already know. you go to elements and you go to frame. So let's just get two nice small frames and pop them here. Then we're going to need the labels. Be honest, this is already done. I'm feeling too lazy to start writing text on labels right now, so I'm just gonna copy and paste. All right, so we're just gonna import our image, the images we're going to use to put in here. Now, just a quick tip, I won't be doing it in this video because I did it previously and it's just going to make this video extra long. One of the things you want to do is before popping your images into any creative on Canva, you want to edit it. So don't just pop images anywhere, whether on your design or on your whether on your design or on your maybe your frame. Make sure the image is edited. So I already uploaded mine. I'm just gonna pop it in here. Another thing I'm going to do, you know what, that I'm not going to use that white because it doesn't allow them pop. I'll use this one that I created previously on a pink background. I realized that using the image directly doesn't work for me all the time. And for example, this one I used two different image. It worked here, and both images are edited. But sometimes, just you might need to be the one to do a bit of editing yourself. Maybe changing the background to make like both backgrounds the same color, or just something within that line. But yeah, that covers both of those. Then the next thing we need to do is add in the date and the time. So we've got the 7 p.m., then we've got the date and the link. So what we did, I'm just going to lock this background because it keeps moving. I'm just going to lock it. Yeah, so the next thing we need to do is add in a circle for the time. So just a pretty small circle. Then I'm just going to write 7 p.m. on it. Excuse me. PM. Why are you giving me capital letters? Anyway, that's fine. So for this, we'll be using 𝑰𝑵𝑺𝑻𝑨𝑗 for the font. Yeah, that's fine. So the next thing is the link and the time. I'm going to add that off camera. It's just regular text. So 7 p.m. we made this 𝑰𝑵𝑺𝑻𝑨𝑗 and that's the circle. So the next thing we need to do is add in the time and the venue, which is Zoom. I'll go on to add that off camera simply because it's just plain text. You just import text. You just import the text element here and then you add in your text. So I'm just going to import those off camera. Next thing we need to do, according to this, is to add our flower to the background and add this to our image. So to add the flower, I'm just going to unpin this. I'm going to duplicate it. I'll pin it back because I don't want it to move. So I'm just going to go to the lock it back, and then this other copy, I'm going to go back to transparency and increase it back to 100. Then I'll move it to the side. So it's just slightly peeking from the side. That's fine. So next thing we want to do is add this image. So we're going to go to elements and search for mother and daughter. Go to photos. I'm just gonna add black there. Black mother and daughter. So I can decide to use a different image. Let's see if we can get something really good. But it has to be a small child because of the title, because it says create multiple cells as a full-time mom. You know what, let's pick this image rather than search for one, and I don't want to copy and paste. So we've selected this image. The next thing we're going to go do is go to select edit image rather, and then we'll click on background remover because we needed to remove the background. So the background is nicely removed. So I'll just go on to edit the image off camera using the adjust feature. So what I usually do is I'll just play around until I get something that I really, really like, and then I'll use it on the image. So in this case, then I will make it black and white. I'll just simply go to, I clicked on the wrong thing. So I'll just go to filter and I'll go to this one and it make it black and white. So that is perfect. I'll just put it right in front of my flower. You see how this is coming together nicely. Very good. So we have most of what we need. Then the next thing is this money cutout. So we need to find the money cutout. So the next thing is this money cutout. We are just going to copy it from here, but if you want to find it, just go to element and put in money, and you scroll a bit until you find the one without a background. It has the one without a background, so you just need to find it. So I'm just going to pop that here, pop that in different areas, just like we've done um in this other one. Now, I want you to notice that the dollar bill here is blurry compared to this other one. So to make that dollar bill blurry, I just click on the dollar bill, I click on edit, I'll go to adjust, and then I will increase the blur slightly or just as much as I would like to. I think I'm fine with this. Just increase it and that's it. Now, guys, one thing I missed here is that right at the background of this thing, of this graphics, one of the things that makes it interesting and not look so empty is that I've got dollar bills, a dollar bill image, very transparent at the background. So I'm going to be adding it here because this is starting to look too simple and it's not looking exactly the same basically. So I'm just going to find it and add it. As do you see the dollar bill elements now? So if you search, you will find it. I'm just going to have to find like the flying dollar bills exactly. So that's what I used in that other one. So this one is like a lot of dollar bills at the same time. I'm just going to increase this, adjust it. I'm going to double it because I had more than one. Exactly. So what I'll do is I will slightly angle this because I don't want both of them. I don't want both of them looking similar. I'll slightly angle that, and then I would reduce the transparency for both, like to like let's just say like 14 or 16. Let's do 16 for both of them. And I'm going to right click on layer, and then click on send backwards. So that will just make sure that every time I'm clicking on things on the screen, I can easily use what I want to use and these things are not interfering. And just to ensure that they are really not interfering, I'm going to close them and lock rather. I like to lock things a lot because anything that will get out of my way or that is supposed to be a background element, I lock. So if you notice this dollar bill, this background thing and this other one are not looking organized. They look like they are together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this dollar bill, click on layer and click bring to front. That just makes sure that it is right at the front and it's just going to look less tacky. So the way layers on Canva work is like stacking things one atop the other. So if you send something to the back, you literally send it to the back of the design. And if you bring something front, you literally bring it to the front so you can click on it. So what I did here is I just moved this guy to the front. So that's fine. I'm thinking I still want to reduce these guys. They are looking too visible for me. They're just supposed to be a background thing. So I'm going to make it 8. I'm going to lock it back. This guy too, I'm going to unlock. I'll make it 8. And I'll lock it back. That's fine. So now we are almost done. Next thing we need to add is this click on the link in bio to sign up and that. So for that one, all we need to do is bring in another box. Then we'll move it to the bottom. Then this one, I'll right click on layer, and I'll click on send backwards just so it can go behind the dollar bill. So to curve a square, go click on it, then go to this layers of line border style, then click, then you have to slide the corner around in. Slide until it gets to the angle that you like. It ranges from 0 to 100. So I'm just going to stick to 100. And then we're going to change the color to the color we have on the other one, which is pink. So let's just use that. And one thing I wanted to mention is I remember that in while I was explaining, I told you that this was made as a gradient. So in case you don't know, you can either choose the color of certain shapes on Canva to add to be a single color or to be a gradient. A gradient is like a transition between one color to the other. So you can to choose a gradient color afresh, for example, if you've never done it before, you have to go to this add a new color part. Then you have the option to select single color or select gradient. You may have missed it before if you did not know it existed, but you do have the option to either select solid color or gradient. If you could click on gradient, it will give you two options automatically, and you can click on each of them, each of the colors, to change it into what you want it to be. You can also select what directions you want the color to transition. So I'm not trying to select any of that now. I'll just use what we currently have. Then let's just add in the text. Click on the link in bio to sign up now. We have done that. That is perfect. I think the only difference is this one. The one we have up as a border. So border is just an extra lining at the edge. So what we're going to do here is we'll click on those 3 lines, and then we'll go to border weight. We'll just increase that slightly to 3. And then to change the color of the border, you won't go to the normal square for color. There's a different square beside the color that you can use to fill in the gradient. So I'm going to change that to white, and we are awesome. We're amazing. We're good. Now, the next thing I want to do is add in this text that just says webinar. It's just a special effect on the side. So I'm just going to take the text element, go to add a heading, and just put in the words webinar. I'm going to make it as big as possible. I'll just stretch it out, and then I'll change the text, the font to Better Saturday. I'll also change the color to this color. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it the other way. I'm still going to stretch it again. I'm still just going to stretch it. Guys, if you see me squinting and closing one eye, please forgive me. I'm supposed to wear my glasses and I don't know where I put it. So I'm just going to pop this in the corner, and you guessed it right. We're going to reduce transparency. Okay, so we reduce transparency. And then, we talked about layers. So you layer and send to back. And that is it, guys. You literally have the same. But I just want us to do a few things to give this some extra niceness. So I feel like this image is just so straightforward. So I'm just gonna do something to make it look a bit, give it a special kind of look. So let's look for light effect. Yep, let's click on this one that looks like a lampshade. Then I'm going to increase it. Then I'm going to angle it a bit. And then gonna bring it here. Yep. Then let's look for something else we can do. Gonna put in this guy. There's like a light shade and or light effect. I'm going to put it behind the flower. So I'll right click, go to layers. I'll click on send backwards. Like that sends it to the back completely. I'll just reduce the opacity a little bit just to give it an effect. And there you have it, guys. That is it. We just used a different color. So personally, at this point, I would still go around and tweak one or two things just to give me that extra that I'm looking for. For example, I would maybe move this light effect a bit, move my flower up a little bit more, then move it back. You know, those kind of little things that I think will make all of the difference. This is the time that I go on and do them. Maybe I'll just put this light effect here instead. And that is it, really, guys. To be honest, it's just a bit more tweaking here and there, and I would have exactly what I had in there. Okay. So that is it. I still have more information for you, and I also want to let you know how you can get the template for this file. So you definitely still want to watch the rest of the video. So you stayed till the end, you watched it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've learned a tip or two. I hope you've started to see some other ways you can improve your Canva design. Anyway, if you're a total beginner at Canva and Canva just sucks, Canva has you by the throat. I mean, Canva just seems maybe overwhelming or it's just a lot and you don't even know where to start. Just chill, cool down. I got you. I got you. You know, on this channel, I have a Canva tutorial. It is totally free that will walk you through how you can use Canva from the scratch. It is 100% beginner friendly. In fact, it is for beginners. So if you would click here or here, it's just gonna be at the top of the video anyway, and it will take you straight through to that tutorial. We've had like so many beautiful reviews, so feel free to check it out. Now, if you stayed here till this point for the link, I mean, you're my guy. All you need to do is check the description box and there's a link to the templates so you can use it, make the edit, make it work for you. Feel free to tag me on your post. Feel free to send it to me in the DMs, you know, and I will do a repost. Okay, it was so amazing having you till the end of this video. I plan to give you so many and so much more Canva tutorials, so you definitely want to subscribe. I'm sure you want to do it. You want to subscribe. So I will see you in the next video. Till then, stay good.